Hey, Purple Stars. Hey, 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 hey. It's your girl, Shay Renee, and I want to welcome everybody back to my channel. Oh, yes, baby, the hair is sticking. My hair is sticking to my head a little bit, okay? It just is what it is. Mm. Shout out to that, okay? You see, I said shout out to the fact that your girl got some hair. It just is what it is. I got hair. So anyway, y'all, hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. It's so good to see y'all. Period, period, period. You know what I'm saying? Yes, sir. Um, baby, listen, it's gonna be a good day. It's gonna be a good ass day. I'm sitting here listening to this thunder. I'm like, oh my God, please don't. You see, please don't, because yesterday I didn't work out because we got some bad weather here, okay, in Texas. And so then the sun came out and I was like, okay, I could have did my thing. So like, yeah, today I needed to, you see, so I can get this workout. Period. I got to go do it. You see, I got to get it in, Pooper Stars. It is what it is. Um, Hey everybody, hey, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe, okay? Don't forget to like, and comments, okay? We talking Diddy this morning. In fact, that's what we do in the mornings, okay? It's politicking hour. During politicking hour, we politic, okay? You see? And we talk that talk. Like Miss Rihanna said. Now listen, the truth of the matter is, y'all, I'm just gonna get straight to the point. You see? Yeah, like a pencil. That's what I want to do with it. I said, that's where I want to go. You see, Miss Preston Curl. Um, but anyway, y'all. Ooh, I eat. Let me tell you something. I told y'all when I be working out, I be doing my hair be doing the Devontae Davis. Yeah, yeah, it do. It be doing the Devontae Davis like stuff be, ah, 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 ah. You see, I said stuff be getting all in my eyes. Yes, it do. It be getting all in my eyes. Threatening my workout, Miss Preston Curl. Okay, it just is what it is. It sure does. You see, so like I like to wash my hair the night before. I like to wash my hair, and I like for it to be as dry. You see, as dry as it can be. Mm. Shout out to that, because I be trying to make it to the 12th round, okay? It just is what it is. I be trying to make it to the 12th round. Like Javante did without getting knocked out, you see? Good morning, good morning, good morning, my hoe. My Mohead and Crab with a knife. Shout out to y'all. Um, oh my God, not goofy, you see? Not goofy. I'm happy. I'm happy. You see, like Beyonce said. So shout out to that. Now listen, y'all. I told y'all I'm just gonna get straight to the point. And see, what I did was I didn't lie. Okay? So shout out to that. Good morning, y'all. Good morning. Shout out to y'all for jumping in my comments, the real MVPs. I hope it don't rain. Jesus, please, just let me get this workout in. God, please. You know I need it. You see? Mm. Especially because I didn't see what you did for others, you see, okay? It just is what it is. Yes, you let these Miss Preston girls go to the gym every day. You see? With these, y'all, speaking of the gym, that's funny. Tell me why I said I'm gonna start paying attention to what these people with these money. Yeah, see, I said if you got a little coin, you see. Shout out to that. If you got a little coin, I'm gonna start paying attention to what you're doing in the gym. Mm. I said, listen, I'ma start getting me some tips or whatnot, okay? It just is what it is. Now, y'all know I hate gyms, period. Y'all know I hate gyms. Uh, but yeah, I'm gonna learn a thing or two to do when I get up in it, okay? So it just is what it is. But anyway, like I was trying to tell y'all, I am very underwhelmed with Diddy's defense. Okay, yeah, it just is what it is. Like his defense team inserts the Shannon Sharp meme. Just you see, like they just not doing it for me. Yeah, like they said on the song, they just not doing it right. Yeah, that's what Luda said on the song. Now, that's not to say, good morning, Emir. Shout out to you for jumping in my comments. Another MVP. Don't forget to hit subscribe, though, if you haven't already. Now, back to Diddy's team. Now, that's not to say, you see, because he got a real, mm-mm. No, I'm not buff. I wish. No, I'm I'm fluff. Yeah, like a marshmallow, you see. But anyway, um, yeah, I'm starting to think that Diddy's defense team, they gonna come out swinging when it's time. Um, I ain't mad at it. I ain't mad at it at all, you see? Yeah, because I need, I go out. I go outside, you see? And I need to look like I'm going to do something if somebody come messing with me. So shout out to that. I ain't mad at it. But anyway, Diddy has some, I was going to call them some the K word, you know what I'm saying? But I won't say that. But like listen, he got some people that's gonna do the damn thing when it's time. You see? Yeah, they gonna put in all the work, all the paperwork, all the appeals and all of that they need to for Miss Preston Curl. Mm. I feel like he has a dream team of lawyers that know what they doing. It just is what it is. They know what they doing. But this is the thing, though. When it comes to this courtroom stuff, they are underwhelming me. You see? I am used to attorneys showing out, and like they just not doing that. You know what I'm saying? They just not doing it. It's letting these people one by one, like it just is what it is. You see, like they is letting these people, I was gonna say crucify, but I don't want to use that word, you see. But yeah, it's going down, y'all. It's going down in court, okay? It is what it is. And y'all know they saying that they got a witness on the run. The witness is on the run. Mm, mm. Witness number 3 is trying to not be found right now. And the craziest thing is, that's cool. That's cool. Do your thing, Miss Presser Girl. But like the attorney, you see? The attorney is on the run as well. Mm. Cause that's the thing. When you finna testify, you talk to your lawyer a lot. You know what I'm saying? So they like, okay, well, we can't find her, but where's the attorney? They can't even find the attorney too. Like, like people is doing the most. People is putting their life on the line, Reminds me of when they said Diddy caught that girl 50 times. Now I see why Diddy caught that girl 50 times, Um, mm, mm. I told y'all Diddy is old, you see? Yes, they done got Miss Presser Girl at the right time. He old. And he cannot, I promise y'all, he cannot. Y'all make sure y'all hit the like button, okay? No, crab with a knife. I have not noticed that. I have not noticed that. What I have noticed is, um, I have so many inputs. So like, yeah, it's a whole lot of side without driving it to the point. But the point I'm gonna make to you right now, if you listen, and just stay here, you see, and don't run off into the kitchen and try to do some cooking. Cooking with Kaya. Cooking with Kaya. Shout out to her. Shout out to that. The point I'm making right now is though, Diddy is old. You see, Miss Preston Curl. He has gotten too old. Like, I just feel like I see why he was taking this to trial. I see why he's taking this so far. You know, it just is what it is. I just feel like he can't stand to do no time. You know, like none. Not 5, not 10. You see? Um, hmm I feel like Miss Preston Curl is aiming for, acquittal. Period. You know what I'm saying? He want to walk away like R. Kelly did the first time. Um, and Snoop Dogg and all them other people that had beat them big high profile cases, but I don't know. You see, I just don't know, but I understand his angle at it. Y'all make sure y'all hit the like button, period. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, okay? Yeah, like Ice Cube said, come back, you see? But the truth of the matter is, he old, y'all. And that's where I'm like, I just don't know where all this is headed, you know. I just don't know where all this is headed because they acted like, they coming at him with life. Oh yes, oh yes. Cause see, he didn't took it to trial. I told y'all they don't like going to trial. These people do not like going to trial. That's not telling you not to go to trial. That's just telling you that they don't like to go to trial, Miss Preston Curl. Okay, you see Tory Lanez. But the truth of the matter is, man, Diddy can't afford no time. No time. Just about any time is life to Diddy. You know what I'm saying? You give him 10 years, he getting out at 65. He getting out at 65. The good thing about it is, though, at 65, will he be done with freak offs, though? Yeah, because that freak off stuff, like, you see, it's bigger than we thought. The freak house was bigger than Nino Brown. Child, apparently, allegedly. And come to find out, let me go back. Let me go back. Y'all know I gotta go back. Uh Somebody said free Diddy. Oh Lord, I know that's right. They done got to y'all in the comments, huh? Mm. I heard he paying $20 an hour to put that t-shirt on, okay? It just is what it is. No, y'all can't be distracting me, though. Y'all can't be distracting me because I got to be driving my point. Like Miss Daisy, we got to get there, you see. But hold on, right before I get into my notes, what was I telling y'all? Child, this is a mess, okay? Just is what it is. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel, okay? Because we getting all the DDT. We're going to sit around and... Oh, that's what I was telling y'all. Shout out to this. Remember last time I talked to y'all, I told y'all it seemed like Diddy was trying to clear up. You see? I feel like he was trying to clear up the fact that it was seemingly sounding like he was doing freak offs with Kim Porter. You know what I'm saying? I said, okay, he wanted us to know he wasn't doing it. Yeah, because the man said all he had was Johnson's and Johnson's. He didn't say that, but he said some type of lotion for Kim and Diddy stay. But oh no, oh no, oh no. Capricorn Clark. Shout out to Capricorn Clark, Miss Presser Girl. She sat down on that stand yesterday and basically said, you see, yeah, excuse me, before Cassie's time, before Cassie, she said she was setting up rooms for Kim Porter and Diddy, okay? She said she would set up it would be a smaller baby oil, okay? But Kim and Diddy was definitely using baby oil, and Diddy was definitely gliding with that Astro stuff he used, you see? So that came out in court yesterday, and I said, okay, let me go back and tell my audience, see what I did was, I lied, okay? I did. I thought, You know, he wasn't doing that with Kim, okay? It just is what it is. In fact, it seems like Diddy used, like Cassie came in and took the place. You see? Like, I ain't got to do it no more. I ain't got to do it no more. I ain't got to do it that much because you got Cassie now, okay? But anyway, Capricorn Clark, she finally hit the stand. She hit the stand running and gunning yesterday, okay, baby? It just is what it is. Um... Her testimony was interesting as hell, okay? It just is what it is. I took some handy dandy notes, all right, about what she talked about, and I also took some notes so we could get to our final thought. You see, it just is what it is. But anyway, Capricorn Clark, she takes the stand yesterday, and she testified that she worked from Diddy from '04 to about 2020. Now, let me just say this. The times, the years, and the dates, you see, and the hours, like Mooney Long said, they don't necessarily add up like that. You know, it's just crazy. Like, she just kept getting fired. She kept getting fired and rehired, child. So her employment dates is all over the place. Child, the lady said Puff had an HR too. So imagine that. Yeah, HR, child, HR handled her just like HR do in real life. They don't work for you, okay? Yeah, they don't work for you. They work for the company, Miss Preston Curl. It just is what it is. Listen, let me tell you what they did for her. Nothing. So anyway, in 2004, she started working for Diddy, y'all. She said her job was to basically shadow him. You see, um, he jump out of bed, she jump out of the bed. Okay, let's see what he want. Now, she said the very first day of working for Diddy, she was threatened. I said, okay, it sound right. Sound about right. I mean, it just is what it is. Diddy was into the music thing, but he was a whole different type of boss, it seemed like, okay? It just is what it is. Like, he wanted to be tough. He wanted people to be scared of him. You could just tell, okay, by the testimony. I'm going off of the testimony. She said day one, she was threatened by this man and told that, like, due to the fact that she used to work for Suge Knight, she used to work around Suge Knight, she used to work with Death Row, you know, he might have to get rid of her. Well, nigga, why am I here? You see? Why am I here? I said, Lord, day one, I would have got fired, you see, because I got a math on me. I got a math on me. And if you can handle that, we might go far. You see, I said we just might go far. But anyway, she said she was only getting about 2 or 4 hours of sleep. Sounds familiar, okay? 2 to 4 hours of sleep. I was like, you know, because she testified that she seen Diddy do X a lot. You know what I'm saying? At least once a week, Diddy was on X. And then the other portion of the time, he was on whatever he was getting prescribed to him. I'm like, girl, was you on it too? Was you on it too? Because 2 to 4 hours of sleep, you know, Miss Preston, that's a lot. You know, that. Explain that. You see? Explain that. Because, like, girl, you was running around out of your mind half the time, okay? It just is what it is. For 55K. I said, she made that up. Yeah, she made that up. Diddy them did. Him, HR, all of them. I would have said that ain't nothing. You see, I make that in my sleep. But anyway, yeah, like the little shout out to my boo. That's all her inside. I love what that little boy be. That little boy on Boys of the Hood. When he told him he'll pay him $5, he said, man, that ain't shit. You see? He said, I make that in my sleep. So anyway, Miss Preston Curl wasn't getting nothing but 55 to 65K, you know, to run around and just, yeah, get played. It just is what it is, to get played. Now, Now again, though, we're gonna get into what I, think and all of that in the end. So let me keep up. Now, she said some jewelry went missing. Okay, when some jewelry went missing, Diddy did the fool. He made her take a lie detector tests. Basically, kidnapped her. You see, like, we finna take you to this spot, and you finna come over here and answer some of these questions. It just is what it is. Now, a lot of people were saying that was kidnapping, but she was saying she really didn't want to go. They asked her, has she ever seen Diddy with a gun? She said yes, in her home. I said, oh, Lord, Miss Preston Girl got a point to prove. Did you work overtime? Yes. Was you paid for it? No. That's when she said she sat down with HR. HR said, well, let's see how much he owed. They told her at least 80K. At least 80K. Did Diddy give it to her? Absolutely not. Okay? It just is what it is. Absolutely not. She said she, just like the other people, she would set up hotel rooms. Ugh. A little lightning, a little thunder out there, baby. She would set up the hotel rooms, okay, under aliases. That Diddy was using the exact same aliases that he been using, okay? The names came up in court. Cameras and baby oil will be packed for him and Kim Porter. There will be damage to the rooms, okay? She will go in and be the cleanup woman, okay? Each and every time. Now, y'all know that they would clean up the rooms because they didn't want the staff to be talking about Diddy. And now he on TMZ. But she said around the time in December, he came to her spot, banging on the door with a GUN in his hand. When she let him in, he was asking about Cuddy. Why you ain't told me nothing about Cuddy? What Cuddy? Who the hell is Cuddy? She said. You see? Miss Preston Curl was trying to play that role. And I will say this, though. Capricorn Clark had a little game on her, so shout out to that. She's older, though. You know what I'm saying? Hey, good morning. Good morning, Star. Shout out to you for jumping in my comments. Each and every time, like a real one, you see? But yeah, she said, she had a little game on her. It just is what it is. So shout out to her, shout out to that. I was glad that she was around for Cassie, okay? Especially, it just is what it is. Cassie was young, okay? That's what they do. They get you young. So Diddy came to her house, and he was like, come on, we finna go to Scott house, which is Kid Cudi house. And she was like, I don't want to go. Diddy said, I don't give a fuck. You see? I don't give a fuck. Miss Preston Girl, what you want to do? So she said she had to ride with Diddy for about 20 minutes with the Glock. See, she said Diddy had a Glock in his lap. Okay. Now, when they got to the house, Diddy absolutely went in the house. She did. Miss Preston Girl testified. He went in, him and his security, okay? So she outside in the car. Girl, it was probably a recorder in that car with you. I keep telling y'all, Diddy was... It didn't make no sense to me how he was tracking them people down. Then come to find out, she said everybody had bad boy phones. Okay. Okay, Miss Preston Girl. So that's how he was keeping up, if you ask me. It just is what it is. He said, the hell with the Kardashians, you see. He was trying to keep up with Cassie at the time, okay? So anyway, they get to Kid Cudi house, about 20 minutes away from hers. I said, okay. He had you put up, Miss Preston Girl. I see why you kept going back to your job. So she's sitting outside on the burner phone with Cassie. She didn't call Cassie on the burner phone. Back it up. She took Cassie to go get her burner phone because she like, girl, you can't be doing all of this on this company phone. You see? Because her and Cassie got close. She knew Cassie had a little friend on the side. She probably knew a lot of stuff about Diddy, too, so she didn't care. She didn't care. She didn't care, you see? But anyway, she tells Cassie, hey, listen, we at Kid Cudi house, girl. Diddy is in there. You know what I'm saying? And it just so happened that Kid Cudi is in the background. And he like, this ninja at my house? You see? Kid Cudi got mad. And just like the G word, he sped off. Hey, y'all. Hey, good morning, Pooper Star. Shout out to you for jumping in my comments. Don't forget to hit the like button. It's free. So anyway, Kid Cudi, y'all already know the story. See, that's one thing about Court. Court will tell the story over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. They will run it in the ground. You see, so it is what it is. They telling us the whole Kid Cudi. Good morning, Karen. Hey, shout out to you for jumping in my comments. Pooper Star. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. Okay, if you haven't already, do your thing. But they telling us over and over and over again. But this time we getting it from Capricorn's side. So it is what it is. She's sitting in the car. She talking to Cassie. She got a little game on her though. Like I said, she said she ended up trying to say the number under somebody else, but Diddy still came outside and was like, "Who you talking to?" You see, he was smart too. Diddy was ahead of them. It just is what it is. He was ahead of them. So he grabbed the phone and called the number back she was last talking to. She said she saved it under her homegirl number, but I hate to say it, but girl, you should have just deleted everything. You see? Looking back in hindsight, but she wasn't smart enough for that. It just is what it is. So Diddy called the phone back. He heard it was Cassie. He like, bitch, who? Bitch, what? Wait. Who number is this? You see, this a whole different number, homegirl. So anyway, by that time, Kid Cudi pulls up. You know what I'm saying? And Diddy like, oh, there he is. You know what I'm saying? There he is right there. You see? And so Kid Cudi sped off. Now, see, he didn't tell us that. He didn't tell us that. I said, okay. According to Capricorn, he left, which it would explain why Diddy left. Because it didn't make no sense. I told y'all, it didn't make no sense for Kid Cudi to say, I'm on my way, and Diddy to say, I'm going to be here waiting on you. And then he just burned off. It did make sense, but it didn't. I don't know whose story to believe, but anyway, according to Capricorn, Cudi left his house when Diddy was in front of it. That's wild. But anyway, he sped out. They sped out behind him. They never found them. They started seeing police. According to her, Diddy just he started, calming down. He began to calm down on his own and stuff like that. So anyway, they called Cassie and was like, man, Diddy ain't trying to let me go. You know what I'm saying? He looking for you. Cassie was like, okay, come get me. That made me feel so sad for Cassie, for real. It's like, dang. You know what I'm saying? It's like she had to put herself in harm's way to save this big grown woman. You know, that made me really sad for her. It did. It just is what it is. I was sad for Cassie in that instance, because it was like, why would you use me for that? You know what I'm saying? Why would you use me for that? Y'all are selfish. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm running from Diddy right now. I'm into it with Diddy right now. Like, it was just crazy to me. If I was that lady, I don't think I would have did her like that. You know what I'm saying? It just is what it is. But anyway, in my handy dandy notes, I wrote drugs. Once a week. They was pulling up. Once a week, Diddy was on it, she said. And he was getting prescription meds. When he run out, he would get some in her name. I said, listen. You see? We might was going to get him in your name, but whose name? Like, he would have had me bent, you see? He just would have had me bent. Yeah. I said, when the doctor coming in? Because I know he in trouble. You see? Like, whoever. Okay? It just is what it is. It's going to be interesting to see where Diddy was getting all these scripts from. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, he can get one of anybody name. Oh, yes. Miss Prestiker had it like that. All his assistants testified to the fact that, like, yeah, he was getting meds in your name, okay? It just came with the job. It just came with the job, you see? That and One Stop, okay? And we all know One Stop is the man that Diddy used to get his stuff from, okay? It just is what it is. And One Stop ain't no joke. He be having everything you can think of. The only thing I heard that One Stop don't be having is an IUD. I didn't hear about that. But anything else he be having, Plan Bs and all, they say. But yeah, you got to get the meds in your name. You're gonna have to. So anyway, that one time they was in France and Diddy asked her to go get some for somebody else. Then she said one day she was complaining to the chef because it wasn't no bacon in the house. She like, it ain't no bacon in this bed. You see? She was like, oh my God, I hate it here. Child, why she said that? Y'all know the chef was a woman. Baby, the chef, little messy self, went back and told Diddy, and Diddy said, you hate it here. You hate it here? He kept pushing her, pushing her, pushing her, pushing her. Y'all said, oh, I know that's right. Go and see your best friend then, girl. We'll be here when you get back, Miss Pressica. Karen, did J-Lo take the stand yesterday? I ain't heard nothing about J-Lo taking the stand yesterday. J-Lo needed to sit down yesterday, you see? Depending on who you ask. And today is me. Cause I seen a photo of J-Lo with her whole eyes hanging out. The top crack. And I said, what is this? I said, what is this, Miss Pressica? You know, because people be quick to say, oh, she look good for her age. Like, you see? Like, that ain't what I saw standing before me. Okay, it just is what it is. That ain't what I saw standing before me. I hated it. Like they said on that little show. Y'all remember the Lil Wayne show? Hated it. Child, I hated it. I hated the outfit. I hated everything. Like J-Lo. I said, and what is going on? Is this? I couldn't explain it. But like, Young Miami took pictures just recently. Like, is you missing me? Then here go J-Lo. And now Mary J. Blige taking these pictures in her swimsuit. I'm like, what is these girls doing? Is the girl sending subliminal messages to Diddy? I mean, it just is what it is. Yeah, because it is what it is. Mary, I will never look at you the same, Mrs. Preston girl. Yeah, like, okay, it is what it is. Like, word on the carpet is you was one of Diddy's girls. I've been having a hard time wrapping my mind around that, Mary, okay? Mary J, okay? It just is what it is. But anyway, child, back to the drugs. So he pushed her all the way out the house, okay? Told her to quit. And I want to say she was fired after that. She got fired all the time, so I can't remember. Let's see. Anyway, I put that she came back, and when she came back, she was working for Cassie, because she did. She ended up getting fired. She ended up saying, like, working with Diddy is too much. So when he brought her back, he was like, you don't have to work with Diddy no more, which is something that he tried to do with somebody else. So I see that, like, that's something he would do. He would definitely put you in another position if he could. And you know what I'm saying? I understand that. Because this is the thing. When you find people that will be quiet, when you find people that won't call the papa when they supposed to call the papa hoe, you be wanting them around. It just is what it is. He wanted her around because she was quiet. She, you know, she didn't go telling what she saw. And I told y'all, one thing about Hollywood love people that can keep secrets. You see, if you run talking about, hey, I was at da-da-da-da-da-da, you will never be back with da-da-da-da-da-da. You won't, okay? You won't, Miss Pressica. You got to tell that later on when your hair turn gray. So she said she got a job back, a new job this time, working for Cassie. Um, Basically like creating Cassie's image and stuff like that. Cassie lived in New York though. She lived in New York. At this particular time right here, um, Kim Porter. Okay, Kim Porter left New York, went to LA. Shoot, probably trying to, it just is what it is. I ain't got nothing to say about that. And so Diddy followed her. Okay, Diddy followed her. He went with Kim to LA. That's how he ended up, the whole LA thing happened. Cassie stayed in New York, okay? So hearing Capricorn side of the story, that's how Cassie was able to do her thing with Cuddy. Remember why I was like, now why we didn't know? Why the public didn't know that Cassie was with Cuddy for a year? Because I didn't know that. You see, I didn't know she was his girlfriend or none of that. But I said, they let us know right then and there that Cassie was trying to get the hell away from Diddy. It just is what it is. She was trying then. Okay. I mean, she probably would have left with Cuddy if he was stiff, you know, just a little bit more stiff, you see. But Cuddy said he got tired of them. It just is what it is. He got tired of them. He got tired of the drama. It was too much for him. So he dipped. Yeah, come on, let's dip, baby, dip. You see, dip, baby, dip, yeah. Yeah, you see, he got tired. He said, ain't no cotton candy, none of that. None of that keeping me over there, okay? So he bounced. But he was messing with her in New York, though. He was messing with her in New York. And, yeah, they was doing their thing. Now, old girl was working for her. They had got a little close. But she also said that, like, Cassie went from being this sweet model girl to this feisty girlfriend. And she said that, you know what I'm saying? She said that. She spoke on, like, how dealing with Diddy had her mind gone. You know what I'm saying? She was an extremely jealous girlfriend, she said. So again, anyway, after so remember I said after they got in the car, right? Diddy called Cassie. She was like, Cassie, Diddy won't let me go until. So they went and got Cassie. They went and got Cassie, and Diddy just kicked her. Kicked her. According to Capricorn, never used his hands, just kicked her. All night long, okay? Over and over and over. All the way into the street. I said, Lord, these rich folks, and they own cul-de-sacs like that. I said, now how you kick somebody to the street and nobody never know? He had his own money, y'all. The man had his own money, like they say on Coming to America. So she said, you know what I'm saying, they said her voice shaking on the stand and stuff like that, and she just saying that, like, Diddy told her if she jump in, she'll be next, you know, basically. So she called D-Rock, one of the securities, and said, please tell your brother to help Cassie. You know what I'm saying? She said, because he on her ass right now. You know what I'm saying? And Ruben did nothing. Ruben was the security guard that was there the whole time watching, doing nothing. And then she said, you know, and then at some point, then at one point, he just looked at her and said, you get the fuck out. You see? Yeah, Miss Preston girl, you gotta go too. I said, she lucky, you know, she lucky. But at the end of the day, I think he was a little scared to put hands on his employees like that. Like, I think he didn't mind putting fear in them, but we have yet to hear about an employee that got hands put on him. Now, they did say he would fight with security, though. She said she called Cassie mama on Diddy. You know what I'm saying? She said she did. She said she was like, I can't call the police, but you can. He over here getting on your daughter. You see? Y'all make sure y'all hit the like button. And so then she said after that, working for Diddy was kind of unbearable. It was hard. You see, she said every time Miss Preston Girl would be by himself, he would drift off and be like, I can't believe you bitches did that. You see? Yeah, for real. I'd have whooped y'all ass. You know, I'd have just whooped y'all ass today. What if I just howl off and beat y'all ass? You know, for her cheating on me. You know what I'm saying? And I'd have sliced her. I'd have give her $1.50. I said, oh Lord, that's in New York. Yeah, Diddy, I'm sorry. I believe you threatened to get that girl $1.50. It just is what it is. I feel like that New York came out of you. You see? And he was just threatening them. They was like, how many times did he do that? She said at least 50. Like for 6 months straight. You know what I'm saying? He couldn't get over the fact that Cassie cheated on him. And she said anytime Diddy would talk mess to them, his security would just double down on it. You know what I'm saying? And she said to the point where one day she tried to open up to Harv, Pierre, and tell Harv what Diddy did to her. You know what I'm saying? She gave him the whole rundown about kidnapping her and stuff like that. And she said Harv was like, man, that's crazy. But it's gonna be okay. It's gonna all be okay. She said right after that, child, right after that, she was put on 30-day notice about her job. I said, dang, for real? I said, that's a different kind of money. I ain't never been put on 30-day notice, child. 30 days? You got 30 days to work. Ha! You see? That's wow. Mm? And then after that 30 days, she was sent like a piece of mail. I said, what? Take the what and need a what? Girl, you was crazy. I don't know if I would have worked them 30 days. I might have been around, but working, you see, that would have been the last thing I was doing. It just is what it is. But Diddy told her, you'll never work again. And to the point where I make you out for yourself, bitch. You see? Quit playing with me. She said she couldn't get a job. She couldn't get a job. And now that I believe. Because y'all know they said Diddy ran Wendy out of New York before. You know, like it just is what it is. And this is my thing. Capricorn, girl, if you couldn't get no work, you should have left New York like Wendy did. Like Wendy ended up going, I don't never remember where she ended up going. Because wherever she ended up going, it wasn't as popping as New York. It is what it is. But she damn sure went to somewhere else, another state, and got herself popping in another state again, you know. But like Diddy, he ran her out of New York, you know what I'm saying? Allegedly. Word on the curb is when he couldn't get no work in New York messing with Diddy. Because she tried exposing him way back in her radio days. So the lady said she couldn't get no job, and I believe that 100%. I believe, like, the only job that she could probably get was, like, working at pizza parlors or something like that, you see? And Miss Preston Girl, she wanted to do what she had been doing, and that's working in the industry, working around people. She was getting big interviews and stuff like that. Like she said, she even got a interview with Jimmy Levine, Iovine, whatever, however you say Jimmy name, the man that's been in the business for forever. Y'all make sure y'all hit the like button. But she said, hell, once he got her in the room, he just wanted to tell her to leave Diddy alone. So, like, yeah, it was hard, you see? Kind of like Terrence Howard said, it was hard out there. And to the point where she couldn't get no job. So she ended up filing a lawsuit on Diddy. Yes, Miss Preston Girl said, I'll be damn, you know? Because see, Diddy them said that they fired her about something about some vacation. You didn't put your vacation in right or something like that. Like they just did what the average job gonna do. You see, they just lie. You know, it is what it is. So easy to lie. So It is what it is. Craig ended up getting in trouble for that lie, okay? So she came over the top. She was fired in August. By October, she was doing the money dance. It just is what it is. Yeah, she had got a little money from Diddy. Um, Now this is the thing. In court, they did not want to let us know how much money it was. I was annoyed with that. I was annoyed. I said, hopefully it was more than 30,000 though. Yeah, I hope she didn't settle for that same 30,000 that the last lady settled for. But anyway, she ended up getting some money from Diddy in 2012. Some type of money, some type of settlement. In 2016, though, she said she went back because she couldn't find a job nowhere else. Now, they asked her how she felt about Cassie, and she basically said she felt like Cassie wasn't good for Diddy. He said, why? She said, because they was toxic. They was just too toxic together. Now, I will say this, though. People said that they felt a little animosity from Capricorn towards Cassie. And that might be true. That might be true. People said they think it's because, now this is people that was in the courtroom. They said because she got fired messing with Cassie. She lost her job messing with Cassie. So they feel like she don't really like Cassie like that at the end of the day. And I don't think she do either, really. Because they asked her when the last time she even talked to Cassie. She said in 2018. Now with Diddy, she been in communication with Diddy. She sends him birthday texts. Like, child, I don't know what to say, but the only thing I can say about this witness is she seemed really wrapped up into the lifestyle, okay? um but yeah, she wanted to come back over and over and over again, like Nelly said in the song. Baby, that job in Diddy, it was all in her head. Like, now they asked her why. Like, why was you trying so hard to get back working with Diddy? You know what I'm saying? If like all of this stuff occurred around him, and she was basically saying like she wanted her life back. You know what I'm saying? She just wanted to work. She wanted to work in the music industry. When she settled with Diddy, she was smart. Her attorney was smart. Matter of fact, where's he at? Dang, let me see. Her attorney was smart. She had got a high profile attorney, okay? Hey, Dwayne. Shout out to you for jumping in my comments. Yeah, hold on. She had a high profile attorney, okay? I had his name written down somewhere, but her attorney was an attorney to a lot of different celebrities. He took her case, you know what I'm saying? And won. Got her some money too. But what I was saying about them is she was smart though, because in her settlement she asked that Diddy write her a letter of recommendations. Remember, I said he was making it hard on her. He was making it where she couldn't get a job. You know what I'm saying? Like, kind of like had blackballed her around New York, okay? So she was smart about that approach. She was like, I'm going to get him to put in this settlement that he going to write me a letter. You know what I'm saying? To help me get a new job. The thing is, though, I don't know how he got away with that, not doing it, but he never wrote the letter of recommendation. So she said she was reaching out to him even for that. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get that. But she also had her attorney sit down with Diddy attorneys. I said, damn, that's some high profile shit. How you do that? Yeah, like about employment. So they sitting down, they talking, and they trying to get her job back, but Diddy wasn't going for it. This is in 2024, okay? Diddy, his house had already been raided and all of that. This lady still wanted to come back and work for him. I'm like, girl, don't you know the money is about to be funny, though? That, you know what I'm saying? That didn't look so good to me, for her, for prosecution. Um, But they no. You see, they gave her walking papers. Diddy don't want her back, and that's what's crazy about it though. Because if she could go back, she would. Now that looks crazy as hell. But at the end of the day, though, you know what I think? I think that like it's the lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? That's it. It's a lifestyle that she missed. Because the lady said when she lost her job, she lost everything. Now, this is my thing. It was confusing because she ended up saying she lost her car, her apartment, everything. She said because Bad Boy paid for it. So I was confused. I was like, wait a minute. Wait a minute. I don't know, though. That sounds Diddy like to me, you know? Because they say, you know, he pay his little girlfriend bills and all of that. But, like, that's wild. That's wild. So if you going to pay me and then pay all of my bills, yeah. You see? I see how you was getting the scripts in their name and stuff. Yeah. You see? It just is what it is. That's wild. Now, that's wild. But I don't know though, cause she could have been saying it like anybody else. If they lose their job, then their life will crumble down there. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. There was some confusion there. But let me tell y'all the points that I had got. You know what I'm saying from this lady's testimony. The reason she stayed, her lifestyle. I feel like it was the lifestyle. It just is what it is. Um, Like I feel like you were doing the best of the best. Like this lady done went on vacation with Rihanna. You see, um, it's crazy. Like I feel like it's just the lifestyle. She wanted to be around so bad. For real. Like I feel like you don't get paid that much, but like stuff is different. You see, stuff is real different. You know what I'm saying? Like stuff is real different. I feel like you experience the best of the best. You be seeing how the rich and wealthy live, how they conduct themselves, what they eat, um, the places that they travel, you know, and you be right there. You know what I'm saying? You be right there to experience it all. I feel like that alone kept Miss Preston Curl coming back and forth, getting fired, going back, getting kidnapped, going back. Now, remind you what I didn't tell y'all is when she had to take that lie detector test, according to her, she took that lie detector test in an abandoned, vacant building. Okay, let's start there. And people that was in court was explaining the building like it was literally like gutted. You know what I'm saying? Under construction. So it put you in the mind frame of like on the movies how well like you know you in trouble and you tied to a chair and they beating your ass. You see for the 411 about you. They made it seem like that's what type of building they had her in with this big old man giving her a lie detector test for 5 days straight. I forgot to tell y'all, she said she had to do a lie detector test for 5 days straight because some jewelry came up missing. I said, damn. 5 days straight. Now, they never told her nothing else about the jury. I said, now, I don't know what that was about. I don't know if, because she said she not the only one either. She not the only one. If something came up missing around Diddy, he will come to your spot and look for it. If he can't find his stuff at your spot, he will then put you on a lie detector test. Now, this is my thing. I feel like it's possible that all of that happened, right? And then I thought about it. I said, it's possible that it didn't happen too, though. You know, same thing. Like, in other words, I'm just going to mess with your mind. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to show you the type of stuff that can happen if you was to steal from me. You know, like, it could have been a scare tactic, if you ask me. Um, but it was never acknowledged. You know what I'm saying? Never acknowledged. She said once she was able to finally go back to work and be around Diddy, Diddy never said nothing about the jury again. I said, well, that reminds me of how he did Kid Cudi with the car. Um, but she said everything, down to everything regarding Cassie had to be ran by Diddy. Every single thing. Her look, work opportunities, all of that. Which they showing control. You know what I'm saying? Excuse me, they showing control right there. They showing Diddy being the boss, you know, of all bosses, the man at the top. And I was like, man, imagine working for Diddy. Like, that's crazy. Imagine working for Diddy. You know what I'm saying? And then not no more. I just can see how the job can be so, you know, um, now maybe not for Capricorn, because like Capricorn said, she worked with other celebrities before Diddy, right? And then it even came out in court. I didn't know that, but it even came out in court that like one of her friends has a baby with Suge Knight. Lauren London is one of her friends. You see what I'm saying? So I said all that to say that, like, you know, maybe it was a different experience for her. You know, it just is what it is. Maybe it was just somewhat a different experience for her because it wasn't like she didn't did it before. You know what I'm saying? So maybe I'm saying maybe she saw some crazy stuff around Suge Knight before. Maybe she seen some crazy stuff in her other positions before. You know, but I feel like the average person, right? The average person, just a degular person, right, that lands a job with Diddy, you would think that at first they would kind of be like embarrassed, even scared a little to say like, kind of like I said Cassie was. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it's hard to tell your family, oh my God, I got a job working for Diddy. For real? What you gonna be doing for Diddy? I'm gonna be doing da 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 da. You know what I'm saying? And I think that that's really embarrassing and really hard for a person to then come back and be like, Diddy got me doing da 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 and da 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 da. You know what I'm saying? I can't explain it, but it's like, it's almost like now you're ashamed. You know what I'm saying? And almost like you gotta carry a little bit of shame. You know, like, I work for Diddy, but damn, he be whooping on his girlfriend. You know what I'm saying? Like, for real? What do you be doing? Like, you know? So it's almost like I work for Diddy. And that's just that. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to say nothing else. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, working for Diddy ain't that great. Because he be doing this and he be doing that. And you know what I'm saying? It's just like, it's crazy. It's almost like he burdens people with his actions. You know what I'm saying? So, like, you go from, you know, such a great positive thing, like working for Diddy, to like, man, you know what I'm saying? It ain't that fucking great. For real, at the end of the day, it don't sound that great. For real. Just like that lady said that she tried to go somewhere with For Real one time to some type of music video. And when Diddy got back, he was so mad. You know what I'm saying? He was mad. He called her and he made her come back to the house. And he told her, she said he told her, your problem is you want a life, but you can't have that here. You see? Miss Preston Curl, you ain't going to be able to have that here. This is Diddy's world. You here for me. You see? Um, it's crazy. Like, just take the fun out of it. For real. You know what I'm saying? Um, like, I bet you they hardly ever had the opportunity to have fun. You know what I'm saying? Like that around Diddy. I remember that one man, that one assistant who said he popped the X pill. You see? Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. He said before he knew it, he was all in Diddy pouch. You see? Try to get high. Diddy was rubbing off on him. He didn't say that, but no. You see? For real, he said, um, he was at a party, you know what I'm saying? And he was out work. But he said he'd be damned. He knew Diddy wasn't gonna let him enjoy the party or the pills. So he left. You see, he said he wasn't gonna be able to be high in peace, okay? So he said he left. Um, I said, hot damn, like looking back in hindsight, I wonder if Diddy be like, I'm wondering if people could do, like, I wouldn't do that. You know what I'm saying? If I could go back, I wouldn't do that, Or if he'd be like, it is what it is. That's just a thought. I wonder. And then I told y'all I wrote the attorney down. His name is Brian. Brian Friedman. Okay? Y'all make sure y'all hit the like button. Let me tell you something. Me myself personally, I'm always looking for a celebrity attorney. Because I feel like celebrity attorneys get down for their crown. You see, us regular people, yeah, the ordinary people that John Legend was talking about, we be getting done bad. You see, it just is what it is. We be getting done bad. It seems like in order to like really be treated properly and fairly, you gotta have a little coin. It be seeming like you gotta have a little coin. So I be like, okay, when I get that coin, I'm gonna get that attorney. So anyway, I wrote his information down for all of us that might need it. His name is Brian Friedman, okay? And Miss Preston Curl hired him, and he got that money. You see, it just is what it is. He got her settlement. Not to mention though, he has a long list of clients, like a long list of clients, like long. You see, um, a lot of people didn't hire this attorney before. So shout out to him and shout out to that. And yeah, she hired him too. I said, okay, Miss Capricorn know a thing or two. You go ahead, Miss Presser Girl. So anyway, she got her little money though, and they didn't want to tell us how much she settled for. But then that's another thing too. She said, you know, um, Cassie's lawsuit made her feel away. She said it got her upset and traumatized, or she was feeling some type of way when she filed that. But this is the thing. She left a lot of people hanging on that because we want to know what she meant by that. Like, is Cassie lying? Is she telling the truth? Did she trigger? Like, you know? But I don't think because again, this was another witness that corroborated Cassie's story as far as like Diddy putting his hands on her. You know what I'm saying? Constantly. While the staff and people that could help sat around and did nothing, okay? Um, But yeah, anyway, as far as the lady goes though, and why she kept coming back, and how even in 2024 she was asking for her job back, I just put that desperate people do desperate things. You know what I'm saying? It just is what it is. Desperate people do desperate things. This lady ain't been around no star power since she left Diddy, okay? Which I would assume is in 2018, something around that time. That's when Cassie left Diddy. You see, she was asked about Cassie's talent too, which she kind of hated on a little bit. But she said she was talented. She said she had talent. She said she was beautiful. But she said like, yeah, she wasn't on no, you see, Whitney Houston level or nothing like that. And she also said Cassie was a little lazy. She didn't really put in work like that. She did in the beginning, but then she didn't. You know what I'm saying? She also talked about how in 2016 when she came back around Cassie was doing way more. she was getting on it more than she was before she had left. Now I will say, uh, if Gina not gonna testify, that's a win for Diddy. That'll be a win for Diddy, and we all know it. We all know it. Um, Let me tell y'all, I heard just recently that it is gonna be a Jane Doe comes to court and testify that like she did a freak out with Diddy. She thought it was a one time thing, and it ended up like some kind of way he ended up having getting her to do another one. So I think she did two. But I don't know. I don't know if that's Gina or what. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. We're gonna have to find out who that is and if they still coming to court because allegedly they supposed to be coming to court under a Jane Doe name. But anyway, we'll have to see. Capricorn Clark was on the stand all day yesterday, and she even testified at one point she was told not to leave the house. Okay. But yeah. Now, what I wanted to tell y'all is, to me, Diddy's lawyers are underwhelming me. They not bringing that fire. You see, they not bringing that. You know what I'm saying? In court, they not. It just is what it is. I don't know. Maybe that's their tactics. Maybe they gonna wait till court is over. And then that's where they show up and show out at. You see, because I think the woman on Diddy's attorney team, I could be wrong, but I feel like the woman on his team is connected to Bill Cosby. Now we all know Bill Cosby ended up losing his case, but they ended up spinning the block for him and he ended up getting out of jail and winning and stuff like that. So that's a good thing. That's a good thing. But again, I think I don't know. I don't know. We're just gonna have to see what Diddy's dream team of lawyers can end up doing for him. Cause right now in court, I can tell y'all right now, Pooper Stars, they not doing it for me. You see, they not. To me, they are losing this case. Um, they only had a funky good time with one witness, okay, and that was a doctor, an expert doctor. Now you're gonna have to have they need more, you know what I'm saying? Diddy's attorneys, if y'all gonna have a real chance at this thing, y'all got to do more. Y'all got to do more. I need y'all to pull out all the stops. Okay? But I don't know. I don't know. Something tells me that this case is what's the word I'm looking for? Like I just feel like because the feds is involved, the feds is who want Diddy. Um, I don't know. Maybe they gotta handle it like like it's fragile. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I can't explain it, but like they not. You know, I'm gonna need some hooping and some hollering. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna need a little bit of excitement. Like they letting all these, because again, to me, Capricorn Clark is a prosecution witness. Like even though she went back to Diddy 100 times, flip flop, flip flop, flip flop, like my favorite pair of shoes, a lot of people still feel like she was a good witness. You know what I'm saying? Shoot, some people even found her like credible. I heard people in the courtroom, the people that was actually in the courtroom are using the word strong. You know what I'm saying? As far as her goes and being on the witness stand. So it's just like, Lord, I don't know, you know, but I mean, the atmosphere. I didn't really hear about the atmosphere in the courtroom yesterday, but I will say this. Um, his mama was there. Diddy's mama was there, and his sister too. You know. Um, Now Diddy allegedly has a sister, y'all. Where she been all this time? Who knows? I will say this though, it's weird for you to come out now. Sister, Sister. You see? I think it's weird. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is, though. Diddy need all the support he could get, which I get it. The twins, who knows if the daughters will be back. You know, I thought about it. I thought about them being in court, and I know that his attorneys was like, listen, uh, Cassie's family is gonna be here. It was important. It was important for Diddy's people to be there. I also think that he was probably trying to get under Cassie's skin a little bit. You see, because Cassie said it was an issue with her knowing Diddy's kids and being around Diddy kids and all of that. So I feel like, you know what I'm saying, they was being a little funny. You know, letting them come sit up in court while she was there. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like to hurt her feelings a little bit more. You see? Drag it on a little more. But I feel like overall, they were selfish, if you ask me. That was just a selfish move. I get it. I know why they did it. An attorney will tell you you need support. You know what I'm saying? You need your people there, especially with Cassie having her people there. You see, um, but I just feel like it was selfish. He should have had the boys there and left the girls out. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like the girls had to sit through some crazy, crazy testimony. And I don't know. I just don't know. Like, they daddy got a long time to be in court still. We in week two, and they saying it's going to go like maybe 8 weeks, 7 weeks. Something about like they saying it's going to end a week early now. Okay? Because Miss Preston girl ain't trying to testify no more. And they probably gave her, you know, at least 2 days of testimony or something like that. So now they trying to say it's going to end, you know, even earlier. But at the end of the day, I do think that it was selfish. You know what I'm saying? It was selfish of Diddy and his attorneys to have the girls in court when they came to court. You know what I'm saying? They should have had his sister Keisha, the mama, the boys who can handle that type of testimony, and that was it. You know what I'm saying? The girls, they should have came on a whole nother different day. But like, it is what it is, y'all. It was selfish. And to me, Diddy has displayed a lot of selfish behavior, y'all. Like, for real, this is crazy. I started thinking about Young Miami. You know what I'm saying? Yesterday. And the truth of the matter is, um, y'all remember I was telling y'all Diddy been doing freakouts for a long time now. He had. He did freakouts his whole relationship with Cassie, which was 11 years. He been and he allegedly, seemingly been doing freakouts, which I need the prosecution to. I need them to. Yeah, you see, which I think they are. I think they are. I think they are gonna show us that Diddy been doing them after Cassie been gone too. But at the end of the day, that's 7 years. She been gone for 7 years. 7. You know what I'm saying? That's down there 20 years that this man been doing freakouts. And then we come to find out that he probably was doing them with Kim before Cassie even came around. Like, that's a long time. And long story short, I do think Carisha was doing them too. You know what I'm saying? I do. Just in my hearts of our hearts now. You know what I'm saying? I was just paying attention to a whole lot of different stuff. You know what I'm saying? And Carisha then deleted a lot of stuff off her page, which is kind of telling too. It just is what it is. I even thought about that. I said, man, Diddy got around that girl and we started calling her Carisha. You see? Yes, that's star power, baby. That's influence. You see? But I do think Young Miami was doing, yeah, it is what it is. She back to being Young Miami again. I do think Young Miami was doing freak outs with Diddy. Okay, it just is what it is. I just think that that's something that she will never admit, at least not right now. I told y'all, people don't talk about stuff when they hot. They talk about it when they not. You see? So we won't know. We won't never know that no time soon. I think that'll be later on down the line once the money then dried up. But I do, yes, I do. I think Fun Girl. I think when I think Carisha had ended up being the new Fun Girl. Y'all remember when Diddy and Carisha took their first photo together? It was huge. You know what I'm saying? Carisha had on this big, pretty dress. They looked good. They looked really, really good together. I think that was his way of saying, like, yeah, you see, this the new freak out girl. You know, it just is what it is. And I think Cassie recognized all of that. Do I think Cassie was jealous? Absolutely not. I do think Cassie was probably like, this bitch spending my money. You know, it is what it is because she was old. Everything Cassie sued Diddy for, she was old. Every penny, every dime for the crimes. You see, he committed. But at the end of the day, I do. I think Young Miami was doing it too. It just is what it is. I think Diddy um, hadn't changed and wasn't gonna change. You know, no time soon. And that's crazy. That's crazy. That is really crazy. That is beyond crazy. And with that being said, as much admiration, you know what I'm saying, that I have had for Diddy over the years. I'm not mad at the police for bringing his freak offs to an end. I'm not. I'm not. Um, cause I just feel like a lot of different things about the freak offs, you see. But I, most importantly, I feel like they were a selfish act, you know, um, for real, on Diddy's part. And I feel like they are damaging, you know what I'm saying? Damaging to the people involved. And yeah. I feel like that shit needed to come to an end. You see, it did, Miss Preston Girl. Like, for instance, y'all know how the Kanye West be saying he gonna go into rhymes with corn, starts with the P. That's what Diddy should have did long time ago. Both of them are, you see, they weird in some kind of way. Um, I don't really want to, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't really want to judge folks like that. I don't want to put too much judgment on them or whatever, whatever. But they just into things that they should have got more into, if that makes sense. It just is what it is. You got these people that want to do music doing freak offs. Like, come on, man. Come on. It's crazy. For real. It's like a whole world of freaks out there that you could have found. A whole world of people that don't mind doing the stuff that he was into. He just, child, listen, he just, if you ask me, mine just gone. You see, um, for real, Diddy was a junkie. You know what I'm saying? If you ask me. I told y'all that, you know, just like an older version of Kodak Black. It just is what it is, just an older version. He ain't got no room to talk. Diddy can't say nothing about nothing. Not when it comes to, you know, addictions and stuff like that. Diddy was an addict. Doing mind altering stuff, you see, which in his mind, he somehow thought this stuff was cool. And that's the thing too. It's gonna take a couple of years before he realized, like, dang, I was tripping. You know what I'm saying? I was really tripping. You know, and it is what it is. He need that time. Child, he need that time. You know how you get in trouble when you're a kid, you say, go in your room. You need some time to think about what you did. Yeah, it's giving that. Okay. So it is what it is. But anyway, y'all, I enjoyed that witness, although I was like, dang, man, like, I wanted to hear from some more people. It is what it is. But, like, this Diddy case got me running around, running around. You see, I told y'all already it's taking out my energy, okay? But, yeah, yesterday it wasn't nothing else to talk about. Like, nothing. But I'll be back. You see, I'm going to be back later on today, and we're going to talk that talk. You know what I'm saying? Other things outside of Diddy. So anyway, Poopa Stars, I love you all. And don't forget, I love y'all all. Especially, and I love y'all for loving me. Okay? Don't forget to hit that like button. And I'll see y'all when I get back later on today. All right? About 2 p.m. Okay? I'll see y'all then. Bye. I appreciate everybody who came through. I'll see y'all later.